Hi, everybody. Janet Eichorst here. Welcome. Glad you're here with me today. Wow, how are you doing in this crazy world? I continue to say there's a lot going on, and the shifting that we are having right now is huge. So, today I want to increase your ability and your awareness very practically with how to deal with, I want to say, outside stimuli or relationships. And this is all your relationships. When everything changes, everything changes. The way that you act in your family, the way that you act in your work environment, the way you act in your community, the way you act with your spiritual mentors or teachers, all these things change. And so let's get into that so you can be better at not veering from your center. Now, I know we've talked about these concepts before, and we're going to go deep in today because I think it's important. And this also gets into, boy, this has really been kind of a little for me, guruism, followerism, following people that you get information from, that you get inspired by. And this can be in any environment. This could be in your church. This could be in groups that you participate in. When we change, everything changes. We are getting to higher vibrational states. Anybody listening to this, I know you're on that spiritual beam and you are wanting to be more of your true essence. Let's take some breaths here. Your true essence, yours, your God force, that light that moves through you as you, that is part of who you are. That's what we're about. So when there's people that have a level of influence on us, nobody's perfect. And we all kind of get muck on our shoes sometimes, right? We all sometimes get caught up in dynamics that aren't very helpful or productive. And that happens with people that we may get information from or that we are inspired by. And that includes me. I get stuff on my shoes all the time and I need to wash them off, right? So this is what's kind of been getting me a little bit lately. There's been some conversations I've had around, well, you could call them teachers, mentors. And wow, how do I know if that relationship is still fitting? Now, I want to kind of go on a little side thing here. We are in a manipulation field. There's people trying to get our attention, our currency, our focus, which is our life force energy, all around us. And now we're in the world of really people using AI in much more prolific ways. Now, we know that social media and a lot of these, well, advertising agencies, right? They have tracked how to get our attention and they are really perfecting it to grab our focus, which means that we have to hold our essence stronger or we are going to do things that aren't necessarily in our authenticity. And things that we may want to do, things we may want to purchase, things we may want to experience may have nothing to do with what our soulful true essence really wants to experience or do here. So that's gotten better. Those systems have gotten better. And AI can be very seductive. Leaders can be very charismatic. And sometimes sometimes in my blind spots, I might end up thinking that what someone is saying, I might put that in a higher priority over my own inner knowing. And I've done a lot of unpacking and a lot of personal exploration around getting a deeper relationship and a deeper understanding of my blind spots. So I do this less, right? I still get caught up in charisma. And part of it is because this is not a bad thing, in and of itself, but what I do with it is really what's important. Because when I listen to people, I can kind of get into that experience and feel what they're feeling and try stuff on. That's cool. But when I allow their ideas and their beliefs to override my internal knowings, that's problematic. And there's a lot of spiritual leaders, and you can equate this in any environment, whether it's a church leader, whether it's any sort of group that you're in, whether it's in your community. When people get so affected and they lose their center, in whatever way that they do that, they may not be clear anymore. They also may make decisions where they go off on a path that's no longer in alignment with how I want to live, what I want to do, and what I want to experience. We get to get really good at this. So there may be, and I'm speaking in spiritual communities because this is what my experience is, and this is the world that I'm in. So please apply this to other areas of your life if this is not a place that you hang out. So some of the teachers, some of the mentors, some of the leaders, we can use that word, right, as well. Some of them have gotten off track. And this is my perception. I'm not calling them wrong. I'm just saying that I see that people are getting hung up in blind spots and are kind of guiding in a way that's no longer in alignment with me. This is so important for me on my path to pay attention to this and know what's true for me. Sometimes this will feel a little cultish, right? They're trying to this is the feeling I get. They're trying to get you to follow them and be in this community. And it's not empowerment based. It's not about me or you being more of your light being. It's more about I have the answer and be part of this community, and you're in the in crowd. I provide this for you. So it's external sourcing. No bien. And I don't have any judgment about this. So sometimes what happens is I change, they change, or we both change. And that doesn't mean I have any less respect for somebody that I see has veered off in a direction that's not fitting for me. It's not about that. It's about me being really clear. And some people I've noticed, and there may be, I'll say it this way, there may be people that you have gotten so much inspiration from forever, it seems like, and they've been such an important part of your spiritual journey. And sometimes we can get sort of, I don't know, I'll call it a bit lazy maybe, or not paying enough attention to notice when that message may not fit anymore. And sometimes this has happened for me many, 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 many times. People will fit for me for a certain period of my life. And then it's time for me to move on. I don't make those people wrong to the best of my ability. And I honor that this is no longer fitting for me. And I got to share this because it's just kind of, because I need to. I have been in or listened to on YouTube or social media or somewhere online, people where I feel behind them is a very negative influence. Now, what they say, there can be a lot of truth in it. And so it's confusing sometimes. They say the right things and I go, yeah, oh my gosh, that feels right. And I don't necessarily see then what's behind there that really is not a positive influence. And it kind of looks like, I remember I went to this one conference, and This person told everybody to go, meditate and do these things at Bell Rock here in Sedona, because this is the area I live in and I happen to be here locally, and pray these things and do these things, because what I saw is there was an agenda behind it. And if people didn't question that agenda because they think this person is the greatest person ever and they tell truths a lot of times that help them, if they don't question that motive and see if it's fitting for them and do it without considering it, it's not cool. And for me, I remember sitting in that seat. It's like, hell no. I don't even know if I want that, what this person's saying, right? It was so clear to me. And then they did this thing, and I'm just laying it all out there today. They had this video thing with sacred geometry and stuff on the screen, and they're showing this like movie kind of thing. And we were in an auditorium. And I was like, whoa, I was just kind of being with myself. And then afterwards, I was like, ugh, I felt like I got slimed. There was other influence in that just felt awful because it didn't honor me as a soul. And it felt that I felt it had agenda behind it. Now, what I really want to encourage is you not to throw the baby out with the bathwater. What I really, really, really want you to do is get your inner strength so that no matter what you're listening to or participating in, your discernment mechanisms, your presence is so strong that you can immediately say, whoop, not for me. And this other thing, oh yeah, that really resonates. And we need to have that level of discernment now because those mechanisms that want to affect us in negative ways, which is anything that's not in alignment with who I am and supporting my evolution and my sovereign experience here, that's my definition of it. Anything that wants me to step out of that or put me in a box or affect my belief systems without me considering whether it's actually in alignment or not, that's the stuff I'm talking about here. And because those systems have gotten better, right, they kind of know the weak spots in the human psyche. Unless or until we develop our own strength and say, eh. Now, I'm a big believer in I have fallen in many rabbit holes and I've gone in and been influenced in negative ways by lots of people, and I don't blame them for it. I take full responsibility for that. Those are my opportunities of mastery. And and I say that with a smile on my face and also such deep compassion for myself because some of those experiences have been so painful. Right? To look at how I have allowed myself to do things that sometimes have caused me harm. And I didn't know it, right? So there's no self-blame then either. There is compassion for me. There's recognition that that person is not in alignment for me. And that doesn't mean that other people may not be helped by whoever that is and whatever they're presenting. And I know sometimes I've been at events and I know it's just about me holding space. It's not about me necessarily receiving, it's about an opportunity for me to be. And I follow those nudges too, because that's important. So, wow. We all have such opportunities to change our outer world, the collective. We all create together with our thoughts, our actions, how we operate here. We create society and a collective consciousness. And there are so many people for so many ways, in so many ways right now that are questioning things that we have never questioned before. This is the good news. To be a blind follower, I don't recommend that. You all, everybody listening here or watching, has a very unique purpose in the whole of creation. That means your opinions and your ideas matter. We see this so much now with, AI data centers and the damage that they cause right now. And there's a lot of focus on them because there's evidence now about how damaging they are. And I have plenty of opinions about data centers and what's actually happening and what they're doing. And resource wise, wow. Our, you, me, our neighbors are paying the price tag in many different ways of energy, water, and I am not doom and gloom, mind you. I'm noticing that this is an opportunity for us to check out and to show up in our communities in the way that we're guided so that other people that seem to have control in some way don't do whatever the heck they want, especially when it benefits only a few and agendas that we don't agree with. I've seen this so much. I do follow politics loosely, and I've seen there's been a lot of legislation that takes the power away from communities, where communities can't stand up and say no. So there's an opportunity here to stand up in a bigger way and say no. And I've given examples about this in previous podcasts. And, we've got so many different choice points now. And we are the ones that can hold that frequency, that vibration of that pure unconditional love and that mama bear essence, not in a way that causes harm, but in a way that creates greater alignment. We create the consciousness. We, all of us together. And when that shifts, and when we maintain our personal sovereignty, we have a positive effect and we open up doorways for everyone to do that. So there is a level of personal responsibility. And if you don't like that phrase, personal responsibility, check out what it means to you. To me, it means that me and you play a valuable part in our consciousness. Your consciousness, your heart, your God force essence is valuable. You have the ability to participate in creating new systems and new ways of being that honor yourself, our society, the earth, and all of creation. And it doesn't mean, like, the way that looks for you is unique. So we get ideas from other people. And what I really want for you is to see what that means for you. It might just mean that you meditate more in the morning. It might mean that you just send out love vibes. It might mean that you get into prayer circles. It might mean that you help your neighbors more. There's so many different ways that we can have a positive and pure, heart-centered effect on everything. And that's what I want for you. That's what I want for me. We've hit our 20 minutes. So much love, so many blessings to you. And please share this. This is an empowerment channel, and I am passionate about empowering everybody. So thank you so much. Till next time, bye bye.